You're watching Flip TV News. I am Opeyemi Olugbemi. Here are the headlines. Senator Abaribe reviews he got 266 million naira from padded budget. Obasanjo is an Igbo man, reviews APC chieftain Senator Adefuye. Now the news in details. The lawmaker representing the Abia South Senatorial District, Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe, has said that, contrary to the claim that some ranking senators received 500 million naira from the 2024 budget, he only received 266 million naira. Recall that the senator representing Cross River North, Abaribe, on Tuesday, March 12, revealed that senior ranking senators had received 500 million naira each from the 2024 budget, while he got nothing. Lawmakers who have spent at least 4 years in the Senate are regarded as ranking senators. Abaribe made the revelation on the floor of the Senate while speaking on allegations of budget padding raised by the lawmaker representing Bauchi Central, Senator Abdul Ningi. Ningi had earlier accused the Senate of padding the 2024 budget, saying the National Assembly added an extra 3.7 trillion naira to the initial budget. Reacting to the allegation on Wednesday, March 13, Abaribe said Ningi knew it was a mistake to make a claim he could not prove. Abaribe then denied receiving 500 million naira as alleged by Abaribe. He added that despite being a senior senator, he only received 266 million naira.
You say, we start from first base. People do not like, and people already have a resentment against both the Senate and the government. And that is understandable because things are difficult. And some of us have been screaming and shouting and saying, can we deal with the substantive issue? And I have also tried to clarify, to say that all fingers are not equal, and that by privilege of office, certain people will get and normally do get. Not every senator gets an equal amount. And I'll just give you an instance. Every zone, there are 6 zones in the country, every zone gets, for each zonal intervention, 10 billion. Now, if you're from the Northwest zone, because you have 7 states, necessarily a senator will get less than me who come from 5-state zone. Now, because it's 10 billion for each person equally, I get, my state, Abia, gets 2 billion. And if we now break it up into both the Senate and the House, the Senate getting 40% and the House getting 60%, I get about 266 million as a constituency, zonal intervention. The person in Northwest had that 7 states necessarily gets less, about 100 and something. So you will see that ab initio, things are not equal. So it doesn't make sense for us when we want to make analysis to say every constituency must get an equal amount. So when you are a Senate president, when you're a deputy Senate president, when you're a Senate leader, and when you're and all that, necessarily, because of your office, you get a little more than your colleagues. But this is not what you complain about. What you're talking about is that you look at this in the budget, you see duplications. And what we say is that we have mechanisms to correct these things. If the mechanisms are there, you should use those mechanisms, not to go and incite the public against the Senate on that basis. That is just what we're saying. Every budget has a corrigendum. In other words, even if you don't catch it at the point at which we are doing debate, because at the point we do debate, you're supposed to look into the budget and you're supposed to come out and say, hey, I saw A here, and I saw A again here. It shouldn't be. And everyone will say, okay, how do we correct it? If you don't catch it at that time and the budget is passed and you come back, you now come and say, oh, I have seen these more things. That is the point at which Senator Ningi went to see the Senate president to say, I have seen a few things. I said, okay, fine, bring me the details. Then we could see how we could correct it. I think what caused this whole brouhaha is the fact that rather than do the details and rather than our taking it in-house, there was a press conference made on BBC. We tended to show everybody in a bad light. That's just the point. And I want you to understand it as that.
In other news, an All Progressives Congress APC chieftain, Senator Anthony Adefuye, has said that the Southwest has never produced a president in Nigeria. He went further to make a controversial claim that Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, is an Igbo man from Anambra State, and all three former presidents from the South are Igbo. When reminded of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who is known to hail from Abeokuta, Ogun State, he responded saying no, and that the former head of state is an Igbo man from Anambra State.
Southwest has never been president before.
But we've had Olusegun Obasanjo.
No, Olusegun Obasanjo is an Igbo man. He came from Anambra State. His father is an Igbo man.
Do you have evidence to this, sir?
My friend, it is he who should come out and say, no, he's not an Igbo man. Everybody knows that it's not a hidden fact. His father became the Obi of Onitsha. So let's put that aside. Zeke was also an Igbo man. The last president is an Igbo man. Three of the three presidents we have from the south, they are all Igbos. They are from the southeast.
Jonathan is south.
Jonathan Azikwe does also have people bear Azikwe. There are Igbos in
the
the
Igbo-speaking
south
part of
yes.
the south.
Yes, the Igbo. Whether it's south or not, it's still Igbo.
Well, this is very controversial.
Oh, look, it's still Igbo. That is apart. In our party, we had an agreement that if the president did not have the slot, it becomes the turn of the South. You see, when you begin to make it tribal, that no, it's become Igbo's turn, it becomes Yoruba turn, then it's no more politics, you know. People must be able to choose whoever they wanted. But because of this Muslim, Christian, and so many.
And that's it on the news. For more updates, do subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Obasanjo reporting. Thanks for watching.